I went to Ballarat in Victoria recently, just west of Melbourne, and I picked up this little leather goodie. Keep watching and I'll take you through it. G'day, welcome back to Bootlosophy, and if we haven't met before, my name is Tech. I'm filming here on Wadjuk country in Perth in Western Australia. Now, I recently went across to Melbourne on a business trip, but I just couldn't resist going out to Ballarat to go to Wootten's. Now, Wootten Cordwainer, if you've seen my videos, you know is a cordwainer making boots and shoes, but that's not all they do. It's a company that's owned by Jess Wootten and his partner Chris. Chris is a winemaker as well, by the way. We had 2 bottles over dinner one night. Apart from making boots and shoes, they also make a whole lot of leather goods like wallets and belts and leather aprons and bags, a variety of different travel bags, duffel bags, and backpacks. And this is one of the backpacks that I'd ordered before I got there. I'm not silly. I picked up when I was there. So this is called the backpack. It's really interesting. It's all leather, all handmade, straps, solid brass. So let me take you through it. So let me run you through some details before we delve inside. This is an all leather backpack, but it also doubles as a shoulder satchel, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Also briefcase-like, so it's a bit of a multitude of different things. It easily accommodates, I think, up to a 15-inch laptop, possibly even bigger, up to a 16-inch, because it's reasonably roomy inside. The strap, which I'll show you, can be changed from backpack to shoulder, and I'll show you how to do that. But from the outside, the depth is 150 millimeters, the width is 400 millimeters, and the height is 300 millimeters, so it's quite roomy. Looking at it from the outside, it's made in 2 different leathers, as you can see, and I might take you through the construction on the outside before I jump in and go through the leathers and so on. From the outside, what you can see is this lighter colored patch of leather that goes all the way and forms the flap of the bag. And then on the sides, let me just undo this. The sides are also made of that veg tan leather. I think it's Italian. This is a chrome tanned aniline leather, and it has a marble distressed dry waxy finish. And you can see the whole flap is made of that. But if we stay on the outside, you'll see that in this flap, they've built a zip pouch in, and it's incredibly simple. It's just, I would say, what would you say, passport size pouch? But the reason it's incredibly simple is this is cut on the outside leather, and the inside leather that you see there, which forms the pocket, is actually part of the body of the bag itself, which I'll show you when you look into. When the flap is closed, it covers the whole outside. What you also get are these little straps here that you put through the strap for your backpack portion, and I'll explain how you make it into a satchel bag at this stage. All the hardware is really solid brass. I mean, let me just, can you hear that? It's really solid brass with a number of different fixings that you can attach them to. I find that this fixing here is a little bit better for me because it takes the weight a little bit better on my shoulders, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. The stitching and so on, done by Jess himself, is really superbly fine. I mean, this is done on a stitcher, but he's actually guiding the leather through. But you can see just how fine that is, right to the edge. And this beautiful sort of waxy, distressed leather sort of sets off that little roll. In the front, you get a pocket made from that same leather with a zip front. And it's gusseted, as you can see, but because it's a small entry, in order to easily push things in, Jess has decided not to stitch that right up, which if it was, it'd be hard to fit in a sort of rounder thing. So you can do that through there and zip it up. And the leather is really, it's supple, but it can stand up on its own without falling down. This firmer veg tan butt leather goes all the way from the inside. This little bit that you see here is the same piece that's here. It goes all the way through down to here, and it's sort of rolled down at the bottom here. And then a separate piece is sewn onto the front to give it some structure, because this is really too soft to stand up on its own. In that structure, they've stitched in a little pocket here. It's a tiny little pocket, but it doubles with this so that you can stick a water bottle through there. Pretty tight, but you could. Or more prominently is an umbrella. You can push an umbrella through. They have all these little straps because, and I guess it's a clever way of making traditional fittings, is that this hooks down to here, but if you really fill the bag, it doesn't stretch. You can't sort of get it down there, so you can clip it onto these like that, and the spring on that's pretty firm, as you saw me struggle with it. Really very clever. They also have a handle which is stitched through, and as you saw when I opened it, it goes through and it's properly riveted. Everything is riveted in. You can see everything is riveted. These fastenings here, all that, they're all totally riveted through. This strap is also on that bolt, and you can open it up so it's actually bigger, so that if you wanted to really expand that surface, you can. If you look inside, that's where I said this is all one piece of leather, which is really clever, and it forms the back of that pocket that you saw in front. And it makes for a firmness in there. The volume I find sufficient as a business satchel or backpack. I have put my laptop in there. I've put a couple of notebooks. I've put files, and I've put things like iPads and camera gear for when I'm traveling and so on. Being veg tan leather, it's not light. So that means when you fill it, it's actually quite heavy. And I do find that one of the cons is when it's heavy and really bulging out, there's not a lot of room to get your shoulder into, whether it's here or here. And there's not really a lot of room to put your shoulder through, especially if you're wearing a jacket and you're starting to bulk up around your shoulder and chest. So what I do when it's really heavy is to make this into a satchel. I'm not going to show you how to, because it takes effort. It's not easy. But what you do is you basically unbuckle the backpack straps, take the strap out of these little slits through there, and basically you buckle one buckle to the other, and I'll show you a picture of what it looks like when you do that. So you buckle one buckle to the other, and it becomes one long shoulder strap with the two buckles at the top. It does take a while to convert. It's not like a click, unclick, and it converts. It does actually take a while, and I think that's a bit of a con in the sense that you actually have to decide whether it's a backpack or a satchel, and you can't sort of do it on the train or on the plane and decide to switch. I find everything is really well constructed. The rivets are really strong. Everything, I mean, that is just, I just can't get over how heavy those clasps are. And as you can see, the springs were tricky to get over. I find that in order to use it as a backpack, I can't fill it. I might be able to carry the laptop and maybe a notebook and you know, put my phone in and stuff. But if I start filling it with files and books and all sorts of things, and maybe a scarf and a jumper, I can't put it over my shoulder as a backpack. So most of the time when this is full, I'll use it as a satchel. So all in all, as a sort of summary, this is a lovely little bag. It's obviously carefully handmade, all leather, all brass. Jess is a big believer in carrying on traditions of what he calls lost trades. People are beginning to forget how to do things. He's terrific in making sure that he's doing the sorts of things that his father did in terms of construction of leather pieces and so on. And as an aside, I love his boots. Absolutely grand. So there you go. This has rapidly become my favorite. I have quite a lot of bags, as you can probably see if you go through my catalog of videos. But somehow this attracts me the most. I think because of the texture of this leather. I think because of the two-tone leather design. I think because of the shape of it, the way it's been put together. I'm thoroughly impressed by the level of craftsmanship and the materials used. As befits a handmade product, it's $950 at the moment anyway. And I think that sort of is more in line with the type of materials and the length of time it takes to make one of these. It's pleasant to carry. It just feels an important bag to carry. You know, it has weight, it has gravitas. As I said, if you absolutely filled it, it's not fun to carry as a backpack because it's very difficult to get your shoulder through it. So I convert to the satchel way of carrying it. This is strong enough. I wouldn't carry it all the time if my bag is full, I think, because it's only one strap of leather. But here's the other thing is that when I first got it, these were extremely stiff. Like when I put them down like that, they just stood out. They're gradually starting to soften as I use them, and I'm sure they'll continue to soften more and more. And this has too. It was originally just sticking out. I just love the way it's put together, and I love the thought that's put behind that shape. I love the thought behind this. Why not put that as an adjustable strap? And if you're doing that, why not make this capable of sticking something through there? I like the innovation, the thinking that goes behind, oh look, here's a zip pocket, but it's not a pocket with extra materials. It's the outside leather and the inside leather. Just clever thinking. So, tell me what you think. Do you like it? I do. It may not be your cup of tea, but I absolutely adore this type of workmanship on an all-leather product. It's just something that you can't do. And to some extent, it reminds me of Dale's Leatherworks and his Scout backpack. And that suddenly given me an idea. I think I might do a comparison of the two in a few weeks' time, so keep watching. So don't forget to click on like and subscribe, and come back next week. I'm going to go back to reviewing boots, of course. This is a boot review channel. But if you click on like and subscribe, it'll help me out, and it'll get the algorithm to show you more of this kind of product in your feed. So until I see you the next time, take care out there.